Welcome to Daily English Podcast. I'm really glad you're here today. Whether you're listening on the road, on public transport, or just resting at home, this episode is made for real life. Because today's topic is something almost everyone experiences.
Yes, and especially if you live in a big city.
Exactly. Today we're talking about transportation and traffic. More specifically, how serious the traffic problem is in big cities and how to talk about it naturally in English.
Not in a dramatic way, not in a complaining way, just in a clear, calm, everyday way that people actually use.
Because traffic isn't just about cars and roads, it affects our mood, our time, our energy, and sometimes our patience.
And it's also a very common conversation topic. At work, with friends, in interviews, even with strangers.
So today we'll do a few things together. First, we'll talk naturally about traffic problems in big cities, why they feel so serious, and how people usually describe them.
Then we'll look at small real-life problems people face every day because of traffic and how to talk about those problems politely.
We'll also practice short role plays so you can hear how these conversations really sound.
Later, we'll focus on polite words, common mistakes, and how to correct them without sounding rude or frustrated.
And finally, we'll explore some extra ideas: cultural differences, professional versus casual language, creative expressions, useful vocabulary, and then we'll gently wrap everything together.
So don't rush, just listen and let the language come to you.
Let's start with a simple question. How serious is the traffic problem in big cities?
That question alone can start a very long conversation.
Because almost everyone has a story.
Yes, some people talk about long traffic jams.
Others talk about overcrowded buses or trains.
Some mention noise, pollution, or stress.
And some just say one sentence: it's exhausting.
So if someone asks you, how serious is the traffic problem in big cities? What do you usually say?
Many learners feel unsure here. They know the problem is serious, but they don't know how to explain it simply.
They might say too much, or they might say almost nothing.
So let's build a natural answer together.
A clear answer usually has 3 parts.
First, a general statement.
Second, 1 or 2 reasons.
Third, a short example from daily life.
Nothing complicated.
Let's try. How serious is the traffic problem in big cities?
I'd say it's quite serious, especially during peak hours.
That's a good start. Clear and calm.
In many big cities, traffic congestion causes long delays and a lot of stress for commuters.
Still clear. Not emotional, not exaggerated.
For example, a short distance that should take 20 minutes can easily take over an hour during rush hour.
That answer works very well.
Because it sounds realistic.
And relatable.
Now, let's try another style, more conversational.
Okay, how serious is the traffic problem in big cities?
Honestly, it can be very frustrating. Traffic is heavy almost every day, and it often affects people's schedules.
That word, honestly, makes it sound natural.
Yes, and it shows emotion without sounding angry.
Can you add a small daily life detail?
Sure, many people have to leave home much earlier just to arrive at work on time.
Perfect.
Notice something important here.
What's that?
We're not trying to sound dramatic. We're just describing reality.
That's a key lesson.
Because when you talk about traffic, everyone already understands the problem.
You don't need to convince them. You just need to describe it clearly. Now, let's talk about why traffic feels so serious in big cities.
One big reason is population density.
More people.
More vehicles.
Limited space.
Exactly.
Another reason is urban design.
Many cities weren't designed for so many cars.
So the roads simply can't handle the volume.
Public transport helps, but it's not always enough.
And when public transport is crowded or unreliable, people choose private vehicles.
Which makes traffic even worse.
It becomes a cycle.
Yes, and that cycle affects daily life.
Let's shift slightly and talk about how traffic affects people personally,
Good idea.
because this makes your English sound more human.
Traffic affects time,
Energy,
mental health.
even relationships.
Really? How so?
When people spend hours in traffic, they come home tired and irritated.
They have less time for family,
Less patience.
less motivation.
So, traffic isn't just a transportation issue, it's a quality of life issue.
That's a strong way to say it.
And it sounds very natural.
Now, let's imagine a casual conversation.
Okay,
Two coworkers talking after work.
you start.
How was your commute today?
Honestly, it was terrible. The traffic was heavy and it took me almost 2 hours to get home.
That's rough. Was there an accident or something?
No, just the usual rush hour congestion.
That short dialogue already shows how serious traffic feels without explaining everything.
Yes, sometimes one sentence is enough.
Now let's move forward gently, because once we understand the problem, the next question is,
How do people deal with it?
traffic creates many small daily problems,
Not big, dramatic problems.
but small, repeated ones.
And those small problems add up.
Let's look at a common situation.
Being late.
Yes, probably the most common traffic-related problem.
Imagine this. You're on the way to work. Traffic is moving very slowly. You realize you'll be late.
So what do you say?
Many learners panic here.
They either say nothing,
Or they say something too strong.
like, traffic is crazy, I can't do anything.
That sounds defensive.
So let's fix it politely.
What's a calm, polite way?
You could say, I'm sorry, I might be a bit late. There's heavy traffic this morning.
That sounds responsible.
You acknowledge the situation without blaming.
Let's role play.
Okay.
Hi, just checking. Are you on your way?
Yes, I am. I'm sorry, I might arrive a little late. Traffic is heavier than usual today.
Thanks for letting me know.
Simple, polite, professional.
Now, another mini problem. Public transportation delays.
Very common in big cities.
You're on a bus or train that stops unexpectedly.
And you have an appointment.
What do you say?
Instead of saying, the train is terrible, everything is a mess,
Which sounds emotional.
you could say, there seems to be a delay on the train line, so I may arrive a bit later than planned.
That sounds calm and clear.
Let's do another role play.
Hello, are you still coming to the meeting?
Yes, I am. There's a delay on public transport, but I'm on my way now.
Okay, thanks for the update.
Notice how polite language reduces stress.
Both for the speaker.
And the listener.
Now let's talk about frustration.
Traffic often makes people frustrated.
But expressing frustration doesn't mean being rude.
Exactly.
What's a polite way to express frustration?
You can use soft words,
Like,
using bit, quite, kind of.
give an example.
You can say, the traffic has been quite stressful lately,
That sounds honest.
but not aggressive.
Another role play.
Okay.
How's your commute these days?
To be honest, it's been a bit tiring. Traffic has been very heavy recently,
That feels very real.
and very common.
Now let's look at a different mini problem.
Noise and pollution.
Big issues in big cities.
Some people want to talk about them, but don't know how.
What's a natural way?
You could say, traffic doesn't just cause delays. It also creates a lot of noise and air pollution.
Clear and informative.
Let's role play with a neighbor.
Okay.
Have you noticed how noisy the street has become?
Yes, especially during peak hours. The traffic noise can be quite overwhelming.
That sounds polite and mature.
And realistic.
And now, as we keep going, this is where small mistakes often appear.
Especially in word choice and tone. Now that we've talked about traffic problems and daily situations, let's slow down for a moment.
Because how you talk about traffic matters just as much as what you say.
Especially when emotions are involved.
Yes, traffic can easily bring out frustration, impatience, or even anger.
And when learners feel those emotions, they often make small language mistakes.
Not because their English is bad,
but because they're speaking too fast or too emotionally.
So let's focus on polite words that help you sound calm, even when traffic isn't.
One very useful group of words is softening language.
Words that reduce tension.
Exactly.
For example, instead of saying, the traffic is horrible,
You can say, the traffic has been quite heavy lately,
same meaning.
but much softer.
Another example,
Instead of, I hate driving in the city,
which sounds strong,
you could say, I find city driving a bit stressful
that sounds more polite.
and more professional.
Now, let's talk about a very common mistake.
Using extreme words, like always and never.
Yes, learners often say there is always traffic or the roads are never clear,
That sounds emotional.
and sometimes unrealistic.
So how do we fix it?
We make the language more flexible.
Give an example.
Instead of there is always traffic, say there is usually heavy traffic during busy hours,
That sounds more accurate.
and more natural.
Another common mistake is blaming too directly.
Yes, for example, the government is terrible at managing traffic,
That can sound aggressive.
especially in professional conversations.
What's a better version?
You could say traffic management could be improved in many areas,
Much more polite.
and still clear.
Now let's correct another small but important issue.
Over-complaining.
Some learners complain too much without adding meaning.
They repeat the same idea again and again.
So what's the solution?
Add one reason or one example.
For instance,
Instead of saying, traffic is bad, it's really bad, I don't like it,
you could say,
traffic is bad during peak hours, especially near the city center, and it often causes long delays.
that sounds more thoughtful.
And more useful for conversation.
Now let's practice a short correction together.
Okay.
Original sentence. The traffic makes me crazy every day.
Corrected version, the traffic can be quite stressful on a daily basis.
Same feeling.
Much calmer expression.
This is how polite language protects your confidence.
And your relationships,
Because people listen more when you speak calmly.
even if the topic is frustrating.
Now let's gently move forward.
Because traffic conversations don't sound the same everywhere.
Let's talk about culture for a moment.
Because how people talk about traffic depends a lot on where they live.
In some cultures, complaining about traffic is very common.
Almost a daily ritual.
People use it to connect.
To share stress.
In other cultures, people complain less openly.
They focus more on solutions.
So when you speak English internationally, tone matters.
Very much.
Now let's talk about professional versus casual language.
In casual conversation, you might say traffic was terrible today.
That's fine with friends.
But in professional settings,
You'd say something like,
there was heavy traffic this morning, which caused a slight delay.
more polished, more respectful.
Now, let's add a bit of creativity.
Good idea. Sometimes creative language makes your English more memorable.
For example, the roads felt completely stuck this morning.
Or,
Traffic moved at a very slow pace.
these expressions sound natural.
And vivid.
Now let's review some useful vocabulary, calmly and naturally.
Let's do it in conversation.
What does traffic congestion mean?
It means too many vehicles on the road causing slow movement.
Can you give an example?
There is severe traffic congestion during rush hour.
What about rush hour?
It's the busiest time of day for traffic, usually in the morning and evening.
And commute?
That's the daily journey between home and work.
How about public transportation?
It refers to buses, trains, subways, and other shared transport systems.
And one more, traffic delay.
That means arriving later than planned because of traffic conditions.
Great.
Now let's bring everything together.
Today, we talked about how serious traffic problems are in big cities.
We learned how to describe them calmly and clearly.
We practiced polite ways to explain delays.
We corrected common mistakes.
We explored cultural differences and professional tone.
And we learned useful real-life vocabulary.
Most importantly, we learned that good English doesn't mean strong emotion.
It means clear expression,
Traffic may be stressful.
but your English doesn't have to be.
Speak calmly
Speak clearly,
and speak honestly.
because real communication is about connection, not perfection.
Every word you speak builds your future.
Keep speaking, keep growing.